Hello, everybody.
Good afternoon. Well, it's afternoon here.
Welcome to
Horizon Church Senior Pastors Midweek.
Update.
Yes.
And the mug this week is this.
Yes, that one.
This was a set of 6, and this is the only one remaining. And this is my favourite mug to have coffee in. There's just something about the stone earthenware that's lovely. However, I think there is a little bit of a crack appearing. Anyway, this was given to us as wedding present. 40 years ago. So it's done well to survive one of the 6.
Yeah.
But 40 years. We're supposed to be in Peru this time.
Yep.
Well, we should have been in Peru. We were going on a special trip because of our 40th to see the famous bird that Dave wants to see, but that's going to have to wait for another time.
And a lot more other things, and other things as well. Yeah.
But it was the bird that we were going for. So cheers.
That was the only mug at our wedding. Anyway.
Well, the jury's out on that, aren't they? Probably me. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. 40 years. Oh, it's bliss. Some people get a less sentence for
just
crimes.
carry
Anyway,
on.
right. Sunday was the first time. It's gone a
yeah.
little bit chilly. First time we were out. We were inside. We've been outside for 5 weeks. Brilliant
5
weather.
weeks. Amazing.
But we had to rapidly move inside. So currently we're only streaming on Facebook, but we do aim to look at getting some other equipment in so we can do YouTube and Facebook. Because the drawback of being inside is we are limited to the amount of people that we can be in. And that number fluctuates as to whether they're in groups of 2 or 3 or 4 or up to 6.
Complicated.
Including children, or up there on their own, and it's how many we can fit in. So,
and blessed though we are having a building, the building isn't huge, so it does limit.
It's a little small. It was small before this lockdown. We were looking at extending it, and now it's proving to be very small.
But we had a good time Sunday, very good time. It was
good.
It was very, very good, and the guys that led the worship,
Awesome.
They were stunning, brilliant.
Yeah, it
really
takes
good.
all your willpower not to sing.
Yeah,
you can hum, but you can't sing. Anyway, so because it's limited, we're having to get people to purchase, because they're free, to book tickets online. So we did that, and lots of you were really good Christians, and you thought, oh, I won't book a ticket because other people want to go more than I, and they should go more than I. So actually, the church wasn't at full capacity because you were all being really good Christians. So well done. But so this week, when the email comes out, if you have not been to church, especially for a while, please, and you want to come, you feel that you can come, make an effort and book in straight away. Because as soon as all those tickets, the allocated tickets have gone, that's it. You'll get there's no more tickets left. For those that did come on Sunday, just hang off a day or so to let others who weren't there just have a go. But then once that's happened, have a go. In fact, the bookings remain live until Sunday morning at 9 o'clock. So you could almost kind of 8:30 go, I wonder if there's any tickets left, because if nobody's going to take them, I'd really like to come. We'd like to get you all in, but it's physically impossible. It's legally impossible. We get into trouble. So please don't, just say, oh, I won't bother. If you want to come to church, make sure you get on that email link as soon as you get it to book yourself a place. We are going to be in discussions about how we can get people to church that either have not got internet connection or don't get the emails quick enough or whatever, to make sure that people do have the opportunity to come to the live service.
All this is, I think, very inadequate at the moment, because if you did want a ticket and it was full up, it would actually be helpful for us to know that you tried to get a ticket.
Yeah,
so
but
we can help you.
We'll discuss all of that, and honestly, then we'll let you know.
Bear with us.
It's only Wednesday.
Because it's only Wednesday. And Sunday's coming. But the thing about it is that we are wanting to develop. This is all experimental right now.
Bear with us.
Please do. Our aim is to get as many people as we possibly legally and honestly can, as much as we can. And there's all sorts of permutations and ways that we're looking at to do that. But
But do bring your mask because you are required to wear one. And also this Sunday, drum roll, Horizon is the grand old age of
10 years.
10 years.
A decade.
So we're going to be celebrating that in measured style. We're going to be marking it anyway on Sunday. So that will be a really good opportunity for those people that can come live to the service to celebrate 10 years. There's one thing we're definitely not having: tea, coffee, cake. Now, that's written through Horizon, but I'm sorry, but in these days the kitchen has to remain closed. So make your own cake, have your own little candle on a cake or something, and celebrate Horizon's birthday. But
like
anyway,
I say,
booking.
Weird times. Booking for church, for goodness sake. What's that about?
Yeah, we missed you.
Allocated seats, hate it, but we've got to do this because that's the way it is right now. So I know it's inconvenient, but it's not as bad as being persecuted like some churches are in the world. Puts it in perspective.
Yep. Put the right lenses on.
Yep.
That's for Jill's sermon.
Okay.
Okay, what you got to share, Dave?
Well, I've got to share something from the Bible, funnily enough, in Psalm 94. You know, problems, anxieties, challenging situations are they're nothing new. They're no stranger to people throughout history. They're no stranger to God. He understands. He understands what we go through. And there are certain things in the Bible where we see people challenged, we see people delivered, we see things that didn't go as they planned, etc., etc. But in Psalm 94, at verse 17, it says this: "Unless the Lord had given me help, I would soon have dwelt in the silence of death." That's pretty drastic, isn't it? Let's remember that God is the giver of life. Every breath we take is His. Goes on, "When I said, my foot is slipping." Notice it says, when I said my foot is slipping. Maybe sometimes we think our foot is slipping and it feels like our foot is slipping and things are slipping away. And it might not be the actual case. It might be, but this person said, when my foot is slipping, your love, O Lord, supported me.
Great.
That's great, isn't it? And it says, when anxiety was great within me, your consolation brought joy to my soul. In the AV, the old King James, as we used to call it, where it says, when anxiety was great within me, it says this: in the multitude of my thoughts. Have you noticed that if you have a multitude of thoughts about things, that when we approach it from our own perspective, it turns into anxiety? I mentioned on Sunday, following on from Jill's excellent talk the week before, she spoke about seeing things through the lens of God's perspective. And I picked up on that and spoke about the lens of faith that sees things through God's perspective. And I mentioned on Sunday that, isn't it awful when you're awake at night, when you wake up at night and there are things on your mind. Sometimes you wake up at night, you might need to visit a little place and then come back again and go straight back to sleep. I'm pretty good at sleeping normally, but then sometimes you're wide awake. Ugh. And anxieties can come. They do. And I think we need to come to terms with the fact that will be things that cause us anxiety. There's a lot of angst going on at the moment. There's a lot of pressure. It's prevalent at the moment, but it's always something that can be there to affect us. And I'm going to get a bit technical now, computer-wise.
Wow.
Well,
obviously, it's area of expertise.
my area of expertise. No, but
so
this
Sharon
this
tells him,
bit,
keep your hands off the computer.
I know I'm not allowed up in that corner. But anyway, it's like if you've got cable television or you've got a computer or an iPhone or anything like that, when it goes wrong, one of the things that you're supposed to do is reboot it.
Turn it on and off.
Yeah. I used to think that rebooting it was kicking it. It didn't work. But when you turn it off and then you turn it on again, all of a sudden it makes sense. It happens. All the bit that didn't work, it works.
Most of the time. Some of the time.
Sometimes it's a bit deeper than that. But do you know what, folks? I think we can spiritually reboot.
Mm-hmm.
Come to a place where we say, Lord, I choose not to let the multitude of my thoughts pull me down. I'm going to switch that off. And then you start up again. And you start coming in from a conscious, intentional place of faith that focuses upon God, not the multitude of our thoughts. And it says in Philippians chapter 4, and a lot of you will know this very, very well. This is what happens when you reboot. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. I'll say it again. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything. Why not? How? But in everything, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. That's the reboot. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds. Where's anxiety? It's in our minds. In Christ Jesus. And it goes on to tell us to think about the things that are good, that are wholesome. And the peace of God will be with you. Peace, joy. Nehemiah told the people of his day that the joy of the Lord is your strength. When anxiety was great within me, the psalmist said, your consolation brought joy to my soul. And I just want to finish by saying that joy isn't the same as being happy. When you're happy, you can be full of joy. But actually, even when things are going gronch all around you, you can still know joy. You see, joy is greater than happiness. Joy transcends happiness because it's rooted in our faith in God. And that's why the joy of the Lord is our strength. It is a spiritual force. Not saying problems all disappear, but they're certainly put into context when we reboot and we put our focus and our faith in God. So don't be anxious. Be full of faith. God's going to see us through these difficult days. And when these difficult days are over, he'll see us through the next lot of difficult days. That's encouraging. Amen. Hope you're having a great week. Hope to see as many of you as we possibly can on Sunday. And God bless. Anything you want to say?
Happy 10th birthday, Horizon.
Yeah, happy 10th birthday. Can you believe it? 10 years. Well, there you go. And it's about 8 years at Assembly Walk, so ish. So, yeah, God's been good to us. Goodbye.
See you Sunday.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm going to switch this off now and reboot it.